Okay, I think it's getting recorded. Hi guys, welcome to this session. So this is our second session on college reviews. We are reviewing various law schools. So in the first session we had Pendakanti Law College, and now we have students from PG College of Law Bashir Bagh. So they'll be sharing their views also, and I have Yogita with me. She's a graduate already. She's a recent graduate from the college, and I also have Shreya, who is in her fifth year or final year. Right. So we will actually proceed, and if you have any questions, just keep them, and they'll be answering your questions. First, Yogita and Shreya, please introduce yourself to the audience, and then let us proceed. Okay, let's start with Yogita first. I'm sharing your video.
Yeah, thank you, Surenad. We're happy to be here for all of you all and talk about our college. So, I'm Yogita Jamula. I've just graduated. I've given my final exams in May of this year, and we've already got our results. So, I'm someone that's interned at quite a lot of places, um, but right now I'm looking at opportunities in litigation. So that's where I'm at. Shreya, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shreya. I'm a final year student pursuing 5 years degree course in PG College of Law. Right now, I've just entered into the fifth year, so I'm still interning at few places. I'm still studying intermediate kind of times.
Okay, that's great. Shreya, just or Yogita, you can just tell me. So, what are the various courses that are there in your college? Do you have 5 year only, or do you have 3 year also, or do you have LLM? So, what are the various courses that are there in your college?
Our college offers LLB, which is a 5 years integrated course, and LLM program with six specializations. Along with that, we have PG diploma courses also specializing in IPR, which is intellectual property rights, human rights, and modern corporate law. And we also have a research PhD program.
Okay, just thank you. Uh,
To add to
Next,
that, we do not have a 3 year law program at our college,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
and the LLM sessions are evening college, so we have that from 5 to 8.
understood. Uh,
LLB also, our college takes only the BA LLB thing, not the BBA one.
Okay, so you have only BA LLB, not
Yeah,
BBA LLB, and LLM programs you have,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Then, how about the faculty and teaching? Yogita and Shreya, both of you can share. So, what do you think about your teachers and their teaching?
Okay, I'll go first, Shreya. So here's the thing with faculty, they're good at what they do. We have sort of a permanent staff, as in they've been there for at least 20, 30 years, teaching the same subject. So they're good at what they teach. Some of them are very up to date with the concurrent happenings of that particular subject also, and most of them also have good contacts in civil courts, criminal courts, and the actual on ground contacts that they have in the profession are really good. But there is a downside to someone that's been teaching the same subject for 20, 30 years also, that is they might miss on new developments if there are any new upcoming topics within that sphere of subject. They might not be very well rehearsed with that because they're used to a routine of teaching a subject in a certain way. And also the fact that they might not really be interested in teaching you the subject from a very depth understanding, as in um, you could say they would like to keep it as surface level as possible so that it's easy for everybody to follow up. So that's one thing you'll have to keep in mind. Besides that, the staff and the administration staff and the faculty, they're friendly. They will want to give you opportunities, talk to you about opportunities as long as you're open to it. But you will have to make sure that you are proactive in class. So again, that is something, if you're someone that's introverted, that would be slightly an issue. You will have to speak up, you will have to raise questions and make sure that their attention is turned towards you.
Yeah, that's the thing. There are no, like, lecture centered classes are not available. I won't say it's not available, but there are lesser side to the lecture centered classes. Like, there will be no spoon feeding kind of things. We have to be available every time.
Okay.
And there are few things where we won't get to learn in the classes. Most of the time we have to learn them on our own only.
Okay.
So you can kind of say it's a downside to it.
Okay. Shreya, you were saying that some things we have to learn it on our own. Like, can you like tell me some like can you give me some example or something for my audience? Like, what is like some example? Like, what kind of things we have to do it on our own?
Like, in from schooling to winter, we will get all the textbook. They will be supplying all materials to us, but when we enter into this in our college or anything, or any in LLB profession, we anything won't be available directly to us. Like, we have to search for it, we have to go for it, and we have to talk it to our lecturers and our professors also regarding to it. Then only, like, they will be giving to us or something. uh, like, firstly we have to show interest towards it. Like, you have to be what do you say, we have to be, you know communicating with them and all those things. Yeah.
Yeah, to or add to that, sorry to cut you off, Trinath. To add to that, what she is essentially saying is every subject will have the set syllabus, and you will have a number of reference books, say 10 to 12 reference books. But those reference books will also have an easy level, an intermediate level, and an advanced level, right? So that is the reason that you have to be in touch with the lecturers so that they guide you through what book you have to start at when you're just getting started with a subject, and then you pick it up. And like I've said, the faculty there is very inclined to teach you the theory part of it. Whichever subject you take, if you take something as simple as consumer law, they'll give you good theory on it. They'll teach you the sections, the depth of it. One thing that they might be missing though on is they'll tell you what section is and how it is actually read as. They'll tell you what it is. But the thing is, law is often about how else can you interpret the already given law, right? So I think that was something that I felt I was missing with our faculty. They'll tell you what the law is and what it says, not what it could be or what it can be made into when different situations are presented before you in a court of law. So that is one aspect you'll have to keep in mind.
So just if I ask both of you, like Yogita and Shreya, like what is your overall rating with respect to teaching, like on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say a decent 6.5.
6.5. Okay. What do you say, Shreya?
I would give like 5 to 6 only. That's it. Like,
5 to
they
6.
could be good at book related things, but I don't think they're that much efficient or in, like, work things and all, like,
Okay, understood.
more. Yeah.
Okay,
Excuse
so
me.
so generally, if, I was actually going through some of the college reviews and all. So they ask you about the teachers, infrastructure, and various other things. Now I have another question. Is like, what do you feel about the students who are there around you? I mean, your friends in the college. So what is the culture over there?
Okay, so this I think we'll have to talk about our own experiences with our
Yes.
own batches. So
Hmm.
I'll let Shreya continue. I'll just finish mine up. So we had quite a mixed bag of a batch. The thing is, there is a lot of diversity. So when you think about a set of diversity that you can get from a batch, I think Osmania University, be it our branch or the campus branch that you have, University College of Law, it's a very diverse batch of people coming from different backgrounds, say across financial statuses, social statuses, religion, caste, whatever parameter you're looking at. So that will definitely give you a better exposure in understanding human psychology, human behavior, which is really, really important in law, especially. You have to learn to deal with all kinds of people, understand their perspectives, to be able to help them better, to be able to listen to them, to be able to empathize with them and the situation that is put before you. So that is one of the things that I would personally be really grateful for uh, about our college. The fact that it has given such good exposure to us, to people across spectrum, and that we had access to them, even though some of them might not have been the right lessons or the right kind of exposures. But then, when you go out, you'll have to deal with all kinds of things. So it gives a good, it sets a good precedent for you before you go out. So that is something I can add. Shreya, please take it away.
In my batch, it is more of an elder aged people than my aged guys. Like total six, there is a minimum strength of 60 students, but the guys attending college will be more of a 20 to 30 people. And in that 20 to 30 people, it will be more of a, like, elder aged guys. Not elder age, it will be like, uh, we are like right now in our 19s and 20s, right? But due to there is no upper limit to the LLB course, there are a lot more guys who are in their mid 30s and 40s also. So we have to accept the fact that there are a lot other people also who are also pursuing the same course as us. And coming to the discussions and classes, it is more of an mixed group. Like everyone gets to say what they want to do. And 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 for us it is more of an online thing due to the COVID-19 and all. So we got lot of online classes only, so I couldn't say more to that. I couldn't add more to that also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Shreya, you were saying that there are a lot of people who are elder to you. So what do
Yeah.
you actually think about it? Like, do you like it or you don't like it, or is it like did it help you in any ways? What is your view on that?
At first I was shocked. I
Okay.
didn't expect them to be there. Like I didn't
Okay.
know there was an upper limit initially. So it took me a lot of time. Like during the first semester it was a bit hard for me because most of them being elder to me, I didn't know how to communicate with them. I didn't know how to, like, get resources, talk about book stuff and all, like what's happening in the world. So it gave me a bit trouble, but then we made it up. Then there were also college events which are organized by the college, and there are few events which we as a first year should organize, like not the freshers meet. There's this thing called tea party. I don't know if it's in
I
our
know, I know,
college
I
or
know. Okay.
others also. So we got to organize a tea party thing kind of event. So during that time we all made it up and we got really close.
Okay. So Shreya, can you also help my audience understand what is a tea party?
Yeah. So freshers, there are two events. Like no, there are three events actually: the farewell meet, the freshers, and there's this tea party which happens in our college IKS. So freshers will be organized by the second years, like the immediate seniors to us, Yogita batch. And tea party is kind of a thing, like, you are welcoming your seniors, like you are introducing yourself by giving them refreshments or something. So we give them all these snack items and all. And like firstly we'll call them up to a place like in our ground or in our class. We gather them all around, then we talk about us, then we give refreshments. So it's kind of an initiation thing. That's it. Like knowing each other and all. That's it.
Yeah,
It's a
even
small thing.
yeah. So this is like a new thing which I have seen. I mean, when I joined the law school also, so they were asking for a tea party. Like, what is this tea party? Like, they are freshers, so they have to give us freshers, right?
Yeah, it
So
was new
yeah,
to
but
us
that's a
also.
new thing, I would say. And yeah, next question to both of you, Yogita and Shreya. Like, how is your college infrastructure? Like your library, your moot court, your playground, and everything.
Yeah, so library, there are two kinds of library. One is available in our college and one is it in the OU campus. As there is no hostel facility near our college premises, there is a hostel in the campus itself. So the library access will be given to the students in the college and the OU campus also. And coming to the ground, we share our ground with the Nizam's College. As you know, Nizam's College is also in the Bashir Bagh. So our college is located right behind the Nizam's College. So we get to share our ground mutually.
Okay.
And coming to the infrastructure, like, do you want me to say about the LLB faculty and all?
No, infrastructure in the sense, I mean, general infrastructure I'm talking about. I mean, maybe your, building, your library, your moot court hall and all.
So there's this only we have two buildings. One is entirely given to the library. One is entirely allocated to library, and the other building is given to the LLB and LLM combinedly.
Okay.
And the administrative staff is also divided according to the LLM and LLB courses, so there would be no confusion in it. And LLB courses usually happen in the morning in the morning itself, so we don't get to meet LLM stuff a lot.
Okay. Yeah, another follow-up question over here, which my students ask me, like, what is your college timing? I mean, is it like half day or full day, or do you have any time, or what exactly is that?
Like, according to the class schedules, usually our classes start at 9 o'clock, and then they'll finish it up. They'll wrap it up by 4.
By
But
4?
sometimes,
Which
yeah,
is
by 4. And you'll be surprised to know that from 3 to 4 there is a PT period, like sports period. So actually our classes ends up by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's it. Yeah, it's kind of a half day college, but we get to do all the subjects.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So that's the thing. We can do internships like simultaneously. There is no compromise in academics with our internships. No, it is a kind of a plus point to us only.
okay. So hostel. The next question is about hostel. So do you have any hostel, or if not, then where can students get the accommodation? Are there any PGs nearby?
No, hostel facility is available, but not near our college. But it is available in Karnataka. Like, it is available in the OU campus itself.
Okay.
They have
For both.
allocated a separate block for our hostels only.
Okay.
So if students have the chance, they can go there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, again, I mean, sorry to cut you off,
Please,
Trinad.
please.
I would just like to add about our college infrastructure. So, quickly, our college infrastructure is decent, I would say. It's not one of the greatest of what it could actually be. They maintain it decently, it's good enough, but it could be so much more better. And right now they're working on it. The ground is good, space that we have that we use for all of our events. That is there. Like she said, library access. Our library is good because we also have books that are meant for LLM batches and everything. So you can access their books also. So that is a good thing. Besides that, obviously, you can go to the library at main OU, get your library cards there, and that is obviously a much larger and much better library when you talk about variety and the number of books available. Regarding hostel, like Shreya was saying, hostels that are run by university are not located near our college. They're there in the campus itself. However, very near to our college, there are lots of PGs. So if you want to stay closer to college, that's always an option. A lot of students do that. That's not a problem at all. And regarding hostel allocation, when it comes to hostel that are actually run by the university themselves, again, there are a lot of issues. Not everybody gets allocated the college. You have to fit into the right parameters, of financial, social status, and all of those things. So that is something you'll have to remember. It's not guaranteed that everybody that applies gets hostel. So that's something you'll have to remember.
Okay. So next question to both of you is about number one is co-curricular activities. I mean, which are related to your academic activities like moot court or maybe other competitions, and also extracurricular activities. It might be are not related to academics. So what exactly are these two things in your college? What kind of competitions happens, and how? What is your college participation in this?
Okay, so when it comes to co-curriculars, one of the things we fortunately have is it's a good active mooting society that we have. They do take moot seriously. Besides any other activity that happens in the college, especially moots are conducted regularly. Yearly, we have at least two moots that are happening within the college. One definitely before our annual day commences, and one that is done right after the first years come. There's a gap, and then they conduct a moot. Then, so 2 to 3 moots easily happen within the year, academic year. And besides that, before freshers, there are co-curricular events of essay writing, debate, or discussions. These things keep happening, but that is not an annual event. Sometimes they don't really do it every time. However, mooting society is very particular, so that they make sure it happens, around the year, no matter what is happening. And when it comes to extracurriculars, we have an active PT teacher that's available. So, like she said, there's a PTR technically. After college, you can stay back, and they encourage you to go for tournaments. They give you that space for training, and they assist you. So, that's not a problem at all if you're somebody that's athletic and you're into sports and you want to pursue that. They'll put you in touch with the coaches and the teams at main campus also. So, that is not an issue. They'll take care of you that way. One thing I'd like to mention is our college does not conduct fests by itself. I think the last fest was about 5 to 7 years ago. Quite even longer than that. I think five batches ago or something like that. So technically, they don't conduct fests on our own. However, the law college at main campus conducts its own fest, and obviously, all law colleges are invited, and we also get to play a good role, a good part in that. As long as you have contacts there with students and lecturers, you're in touch. So that's something you can always do. We used to have annual college tours where we used to be taken out, but I think the last 2 years and after COVID, it's not really happened. So that's something that's on a hold. But before that, we used to have annual tours. They take you to North India or South India based on that, and they take you around. So that is there. If I'm missing anything, Shreya, please go ahead.
Apart from that, there is an annual event also. Sometimes, it purely depends on our principal and the committee. So there will be an annual events right around March to April. During that time, they will be connecting multiple events at a time only. So there will be a sports beat like within the college itself. They won't be inviting any other colleges. Sports beat. Then there will be a moot court competition at that time also. And yeah, it will be a 2-day function. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what is that event called?
They change names like every year, so we just keep it as an annual
It is an
event.
annual day or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like approaching the annual day the week before
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
to that, like I already mentioned about how sports you can, take the help of the PT lecture and all of that. So, cultural wise, also the cultural committee is also quite supportive in that way. If you're someone that has a dance group, that has a singing group, and you want to go and represent the college at events happening across Hyderabad, happening at main OU, that is also allowed, and nobody really stops you from doing that. So that's something you can consider. But then again, that will depend on you finding the right batchmates and all of those aspects.
Okay, okay. Next question is really important. Is about the placement. So, what are the placements in your college? Do you have a placement cell, and if yes, like what exactly is the thing?
Okay, so we have a placement cell on paper, but I am not really sure it exists outside of that. So that's about that. So the most the college faculty can do for you is put you in touch with good internship opportunities, good practicing advocates, senior advocates, and that would be, the most that you can get out of it.
Okay.
They give out recommendations also. Like if you are interested in any other educational pursuits also, they give out recommendations.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're applying for your masters abroad and all of that, that will not be an issue for lecturers to give you recommendations, all of that. But besides that, there's not really much they can do.
Okay, understood. And 10th question is really important. It's about your attendance policy. I mean, how exactly is your college with attendance? Like, are they very strict or how's that?
Uh, Actually, there is no mandatory attendance in our college, but they expect us to be. They expect us to attend the college every day, as there will be classes going on. So you could kind of say there is no restraint on it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's quite flexible. Though I
Yeah.
would say the college policies after there's been a change of administration staff and principal, are quite here and there, not exactly set in stone, but the attendance is quite flexible. Only you can hold yourself accountable, really. The only place where it would make a huge difference is when you have to show up to class somewhat regularly so that you are in touch or you have a rapport with the lecturers, because there's your internal marks and then you have your final year assignments that come up. So across the years you'll see almost the same set of lecturers that are teaching you different subjects. So it would really help, and I would suggest for the first 2 years at least to be very regular to classes, and that's how we've done it mostly. Because it will not really make sense to you even if in the first 2 years you're like, okay, I'll take up internships, I'll go around and I want to start exploring and figuring out my options. But it is a very good idea to keep your feet grounded in the first 2 years and go at least 3 to 5 days, in a week if that's possible for you. Show up so that there is actually a lot you can learn from the people around you. There is a lot you can learn from the lecturers and their life experiences also. So that is not something that you can discard or do away with when you have such easy access to it, is what I feel personally. So yeah.
okay. So next question to both of you is tell me some good things and bad things about your college.
Yeah, as she was talking earlier, the good things is the mandatory attendance, and the bad thing is also a mandatory attendance. It purely depends on the students, like how you will use your time, given time, as there is a lot of flexibility in time management. Like you could either waste it all or you could do internships also. It's totally up to the student. Like, yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, how about
Yeah.
you, Yogita? What do you tell me some good and bad things about your college?
Yeah, so there are a couple of things I would like to talk about. And like Shreya rightly pointed out, having a lot of time in your hands, you should either know what you want to exactly do, and that's absolutely a good way to go. If you have that level of clarity, right, when you're joining law college, say you're very sure about litigation, or say you're very sure you want to end up in corporate law. If you have that, then 5 years is a really good time for you to actually carve a career path such that you end up in top places in whichever spectrum you're looking to settle down in whichever uh, areas of practice you're looking to settle down in. It's a good time to build a really strong CV so that you end up at the topmost places at a really high playing places, or at places with good influence. So that's something you can do. And the downside is that you're unsupervised, of course, a lot of that time. Not a lot of people are giving you the right guidance, and you've come just out of winter to college, so you want to enjoy college life. So I have seen quite a lot of people get away with having a too much fun, and getting too stuck on that itself, rather than focusing on, okay, what else can we do career wise and how else can we set it. So it's not a question of, okay, I'll figure out after my 5 years, or I'll figure out once I've graduated, right? So in that sense, you have to know where your time is going, what you're doing with your time. It's a time that you can do the most. So have fun, but you'll have to see how much you can diversify your profile. How much are you evaluating and giving weightage to your career options? And another thing I would say is having a really good set of seniors. It made quite a lot of difference to me personally. We had seniors that was really academic. They really wanted to mentor us when we've gotten into college, because they didn't obviously have the kind of seniors that mentored them, and that made a huge difference. They helped us in mooting. They helped us to understand what aspects to focus on within law, what aspects to focus on even within the syllabus with our examinations. So that kind of support and having that kind of rapport with seniors is really important. If you ask me, it'll because having a set of people that have been through the same journey as you can really, really use the advantage of learning from their mistakes, especially if they're willing to guide you. That is there. And another good thing about the college would be its alumni base. So our college was actually started quite before the main OU college was established in the first place. The main university was established, so it's got say a 15 years advantage over the main university. We have quite a lot of good alumni out there, and technically it's just that it's an out campus branch, but you'll still be considered a part of OU, so you do have access to alumni that are part of the main law college or the main university also. So that's not a problem at all. And what you can do with this great base of alumni is you can reach out to them, make contacts, network with them, try to get internships, where at their offices, and work with them. That is something you can do. And another good thing is, like I've said, if you are not sure about, if you're someone that's not sure about what you want to do within law, you will have ample amount of time, more than enough for you to figure out via internships or courses. Now there's online courses everywhere. You can take up online courses and figure it out, which subject actually interests you, what do you want to really learn about, what you want to. And once you learn a subject, practically, say via college or courses, you'll also get the option of seeing it play out in real life. You can also see that, because you can get internships in that relevant field. Say you're interested in consumer law, you get your consumer law in around your second year, if I'm not wrong. So once you're done with the theory part, or as you're learning the theory part, you can go and join with a firm or an advocate that's active in the consumer field. So you learn the theory and the reality of it and the actual practice of it. So that is something that will definitely give you an edge over, say, any other students that are studying in NLUs or private universities and all, because that is something I've seen them struggle with. I have, my friends and peers who are in NLUs and private universities, and they always complain about how internships don't really make sense to them, because they have 1.5 months, say 2 months of a period, and some of them, their colleges allocates them, whatever they're able to, and they get in where they can, wherever the college can get them into. But it's not really their area of interest. They want to intern somewhere else. That becomes an issue. They're not there long enough to actually understand how everything functions. That's another issue. And they're not obviously able to do as many internships as say state universities students can. So that is an edge you can definitely build over universities coming from private universities, and you can build actual working experience, which will speak louder for you on your resume when you actually graduate. And one of the best things I would say about our college is the prospect that it gives to students that are looking to get into litigation. I would not suggest anyone that seriously finalize their decision on, okay, we will stay in litigation and this is what we want to do, to go anywhere else, because it's a very good place to start building your contacts and your networks. You can start working right away. Like I said, okay, if you don't really want to wait till you get to second year, also even from your first year you can start going to courts and just observing things and picking up a lot on your way. That's something you can do. So for someone that's in litigation, I would say a state university. I wouldn't say necessarily our college. I would definitely give the main law college at OU campus more weightage than our college, because obviously there you also get to meet a lot of people across streams, because College of Arts is there, sciences and all of that. So you can meet more diverse people who are studying a lot of different things. That will enlarge your perspective even more than, say, being here where you're only exposed to law students and all of your peers are just studying law. So that is something I would say. But besides that, if you're someone that's set about litigation, this is the best option for you, going for a state university. And a bad thing I would like to add here is you will have to, when you go to places to intern, you will have to work hard to prove your worth, because in most places and in most cases rightly so, you will be judged based on the reputation of your university. that, okay, these people don't really have that strong of academic faculty, or they don't really teach them well, or they don't really go that often to have a really strong theoretical background. So that will be reflected on you. So you will have to work, say, twice as hard, be twice as attentive as someone that's, say, coming from a reputed institution, like an NLU or a private university for that matter. And another thing would be if you're someone that can easily develop a decision fatigue, and you can't just choose one thing, or you're not sure about what to do, then having a lot of time on your hands would also act in your detriment, right? So especially if you don't have any guidance, so that is something you'll have to keep in mind. Another good thing I would like to mention is regarding the mooting culture that we have. Like I've said, we had a really good set of seniors who mentored us through mooting, who taught us the basics of mooting. Even some of the faculty are really good when it comes to mooting, so they tell you what to focus on, how to approach it, and all of that. Another thing where you can have an edge over private or NLU university is mooting here, because at our college there is no bar on how early you can start mooting. So essentially, right from your first years, you can get into mooting circles, muting circuits, and there is no as in competitive screening that's done. So usually in private universities or NLUs, before they send a batch out, they have a set of mocks you have to clear within your university to actually go out and represent your college. That is not there at a college. So all it takes is for you to take that leap of faith and trust yourself with that process, take some guidance from your seniors, from lecturers, and you can go and represent a college at national level modes, state level modes, anything that you want. So they will support you, and the college will actually pay the moot registration fee that is there. They will accommodate you, and if it is off station, there is a chance that they'll also give you travel expenses if you're traveling via train. So that is something there. They're very supportive that way. And someone was asking about the fee structure. So the fee structure is very less compared to like private colleges and NLUs, of course. So right now it's about 15K yearly, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So 15,000 per year would be the fee structure, which is really important for most people. So that is something you can consider. To add about a disadvantage, I would say it's not going to be a very studious ecosystem when you get to college, based on the set of batchmates that you're going to get. Like Shreya was talking about, it's going to be a mixed bag. You'll have people that are studying in their mid 30s and mid 40s, and their aspirations are quite different from why you're studying law, but they will still be in direct competition with you. So that is something you'll have to keep in mind. Being self-motivated all the time. So if you're not someone that works really well, runs really well on self-motivation, then it will be a tough time, and you will not really have many peers that you can look up to. So you will have people that will outperform you and people that are better than you, that is there. But to actually get along with those people within your batch, and to have those people within your batch to be able to inspire each other and grow together, would obviously be a challenge based on the dynamics that you have with those respective people. So that is something you'll have to consider. And I would say it is disadvantageous for anyone that's looking to definitely settle down in corporate law to start off in our college, because right now we don't really have a good corporate law faculty right now. Back when I was still studying, we had a really good faculty who's just quit college. So that is there. And guidance wise, I think there's not the right kind of guidance that would help you get into the channels of corporate law. So that is the reason I would advise against it. But again, there have been people who have and who are still settling in corporate law, who have graduated from a college. So it's not set in stone, but it's something you can consider. If you would still like to find your way through corporate law, despite joining our college. I'm not saying it's impossible. It will be harder for you to find prospects, is all I'm saying. Of course, there is alumni, spread across corporate firms, so you can definitely reach out to them, and that is always there. And another good and bad thing that I would like to emphasize on is finding the right kind of peers, or finding the right kind of people that would keep you motivated career wise, that would give you a healthy competition. So that is not always guaranteed again. It depends on the kind of batch that you're set with and the set of people that you have. So yeah, this is all I have to say about the good and bad.
Uh, Next question is like, do you have any advice for the students who are entering into law school, who are my audience over here, like both of you?
Okay, Shreya, please take that.
Yeah, what I would say is, firstly, if you want to get into our college, you have to expect
Sorry,
less and less
Shreya,
lecture.
I'm really sorry. Sorry
Yeah,
to
yeah.
interrupt. I mean, this is like maybe advice to first year student in the sense. See, they might or might not join your college. So just
Hmm.
give them a general idea and also specific to your college as well.
Okay. So, firstly, you have to be a lot more, like, motivated. You have to be self motivated to get into this profession. And, and usually we see a lot of people who are going in towards the, most of the people don't choose the litigation side. If you want to get into a litigation side, you have to be a lot more motivated. You have to be a lot more encouraged, and you have to find the right peers also. So right from the college, what I would advise is right from the college, you have to find your patch. You have to make your own set of peers. You have to make your own set of people also. And coming to our college stands a little bit further from the other college in matters of flexibility in time management. There is no strict mandate on class schedules, which allows students the freedom to explore various kind of opportunities. There will be like students cannot compromise their academics with their work life opportunities also. And uh, coming to the internships, yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Yogita, you can take up now.
Yeah, so I would say, first of all, and as someone that's recently graduated law, when I look back and I look at the batches that are coming right now into our college, I would say keep an open mind, about what you can expect from your college, because you could join the best of the colleges, even if you're at private universities. I would say the role they play is quite limited these days, and this I'm saying after I've heard a lot of stories from my set of friends from NLUs, private universities. What the college can do for you is always kind of set in stone. It can't really do everything for you, so you will have to figure out what are the best resources that your college is offering, whichever college you're going to, and how you can make the best out of it, how you can reach to the best people that are there in your college, in the best of the faculty, and how you can get them to show you the best opportunities. And once you're given that opportunity, you'll have to live up to it. You'll have to give your very best and show that you're actually worthy of that opportunity. So that is something I would say. And another thing is, if you already know what you want to do, there is nothing greater than having that clarity, that sense of clarity. Run with it. So if you already know you're into litigation, if you already know you just want to settle down in corporate law, use these 5 years as a sort of a boot camp to try how many different ways you can practice law. Even within litigation, there are people who are freelancing now, people who work with firms, and people who work with senior advocates, people who exclusively work only in firms, and they're like, in-house litigators, in-house counsels. And even with corporate law, a lot of freelancing is coming up. A lot of specialities these days, arbitration, mediation, when you talk about IPR, niches are building up these days. So keep your options open to explore, even if you know your area of interest. Say within corporate law, you're someone that's always been intrigued by intellectual property rights, IPR. But that doesn't mean you will shun yourself out of options, upcoming options like arbitration, mediation, conciliation, and all of these things. Be open, explore those options. If you are not taking up an internship in that field, I'm not saying you have to, intern at every possible area of practice, every possible firm. Talk to people who are interning there. Talk to your peers. Have a diverse set of peers. Leverage LinkedIn. That's something I would say, would be a game changer for you, definitely. Connect with different people that are doing something, different from what you are doing in law. Understand how they're doing it, why they're doing it, and you will become the best when you learn from the best. So that is something you'll have to remember. And to add to that, use the context that you already have. If you are, say, somebody that's a second gen advocate, use the context that you have to get into the right places, to get into the right opportunities, and use it to your advantage. Not just like, okay, just because I have access to, say, a very well established office, get there, and there you learn nothing or do nothing, then that's again pointless. So wherever you are, try to make a difference. Take it a little bit seriously, but also have fun would be my suggestion. And explore the things that you can explore only in college. I'm talking about mooting, judgment writing, debates, discussions, essay writing. Try writing on LinkedIn about what you're learning in college. Try as many variations of things that you can. And even when you think about internships, I would like to add, internships, say, with the Department of Justice, or there's also a internship with like She Teams and Barossa within our state. So internships with governmental organizations that are especially focused on law, like the Ministry of Law and Justice is also there. So these internships you cannot get into after you graduate. So try to diversify your profile of internships, and work with NGOs. You don't have to always focus on like firms or senior advocates. You can diversify your profile, work with NGOs, find a cause that really makes a difference to you, or that you really want to contribute towards. At the end of the day, law is a really social profession. When it comes to it, you have to be in touch with people, and you have to be in touch with the trends of the society. So I would definitely suggest finding a cause that really makes a difference, because it has made a huge difference for me. And yeah, that would be about it.
Okay, that's great. Let me take up some questions from my students. Fee structure, I think this is already answered. Punita asks a question: what could be the expected rank to get into this college for general category?
It differs from year to year also. In From my year, it was 2019. The lower limit was around 100, I guess, 100 to 500. Yeah,
100 to
500.
500. Okay, that's a very
Yeah.
big mark. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any other questions from anyone? So, you can unmute your mic and ask, or you can also drop it down in the chat box.
So thanks for organizing this meet. And the terminology what you have used, it is like um, all the way it is like
Okay, you did not understand anything about
many of the things I couldn't understand, I couldn't follow it at all. And also I am from different background and I have a lot of gap in my career.
No, that's
But
okay. You will understand it like once you come to the law school. So slowly you will understand it. That's not a problem.
yeah, sure, sir, if at all. uh, so, so you mentioned a lot about taking internships into diversified areas or aspects of the what I could say. I'm very poor at law technology as well, I could say. Yeah, like these internships will be provided from the college, or do we need to get into this stuff personally by with our personal contacts, or what is it?
Okay, thank you for that question, Punita ma'am. So, essentially, college does not provide any internships like for everybody. So, one thing you can do is you can get in touch with your faculty, your teachers, your professors that are there, and they can put you in touch with, say, whichever law that you're looking to intern in, or whichever office that you want to intern in. If they have a contacts, they might do that, but again, that's like a contingency plan. So basically, how we go about is you will have to reach out to the law firms yourselves, send them a copy of your CV and a cover letter if you can do that, and they will get back to you. We have a lot of offices in Hyderabad. It's not essential really to go to say all the way to Delhi, Bangalore, or Mumbai. You can start out with your internships within Hyderabad. You will have to reach out to them yourself. And like I said, because there are a lot of offices constantly need interns to be doing work. So you will find work, but you will have to put in the efforts, and that would be it.
So, ma'am, here, your college is offering 5 year and 3 year, both LLBs.
No, ma'am. Our college does not offer 3 year LLB course.
Oh my God. Okay, thanks. Thanks for your information.
Yogita, there's another question also. Uh, I would like
I
to.
believe we have a question in the chat box.
I would like to make my
Okay,
career in criminal
for
law.
criminal law practice, thank you for your question, Mr. Anil Kumar. So, I would say, I would have to repeat myself there. So, get in touch with your college faculty that's teaching criminal law. Ideally, they will have the right kind of contacts. And another alternative approach would be start interning quite early. Say after your second year, once you get into your third year, if you're very particular about criminal law, start with court observations, going to courts and trying to observe there. If you uh, can reach out to people within the court, there people, lawyers and advocates that you see in court, they are quite friendly to say students. You can find out who is more active in criminal courts once you go there, and you can reach out to them and ask if they're in need of an interns, and you can tag along with them and start learning, starting from court observations. So yeah, that would be it. Find good contacts at criminal courts and try to reach out to them, or try to reach out to people on LinkedIn. People are quite responsive these days. So drop your CV, talk about your interest in criminal law, and if you can, I would say pursue courses that add up to your area of practice, because you're talking about criminal law. There are diploma courses that you can do in criminology, and that's something I did a diploma in criminology from Nizam College. So if someone is sure about the area of law that they want to get into, do more courses on it, so that you build up a good experience on that subject. Yes, absolutely. You are free to do an internship. The college does not interfere. Even if you want to leave an hour early, say you want to leave at 2 or 1, it's absolutely fine as long as you're doing an internship. That's not an issue.
That's great. Let us take up if there are any other questions.
Yes, that's not a problem with the lawyers. Obviously, most of them want to make sure your academics are not affected. So after your college hours, you go to their office. That's not an issue. There is still a lot of paperwork that gets done after court hours also, and yeah, that won't be an issue. So.
Okay. I think that's the last question. Anil, do you have any other questions before? Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Yogita and Shreya, for coming out and taking your time. And so let's meet again some other time. So I think we have to conduct a session wherein wherein we have to explain the students about various things which they did not actually understand. Like for example, when you are saying what is litigation, or maybe corporate law, or maybe some of them might not understand like what is LinkedIn. So I think we need some sessions on that as well, and let's plan them in the future, right? Okay, thank you
Absolutely.
so much. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you for having us, Trinaz. Thank you, everyone.